Canada's foreign minister is welcoming her international counterparts to Niagara-on-the-Lake this evening as she hosts the G7 foreign ministers meeting.
Canada will open a new consulate in Greenland this week. Greenland is described as an autonomous territory of Denmark, and like Canada, Donald Trump has talked about wanting to annex the huge Arctic island and its 58,000 people.
When we open a consulate in Greenland, we are expanding Canada's diplomatic footprint in another Arctic region.
It's official. Canada is done building its future for somebody else. For decades, our factories hammered out steel for American pipelines, American cars, American skylines. We powered their boom and starved our own. That chapter's closing. In a no-nonsense interview, Industry Minister Mélanie Joly just sketched what might be the biggest economic pivot in modern Canadian history. From steel for America to steel for Canada. No fireworks, no drama. Just calm, steady conviction. This is Canada quitting the waiting game on U.S. demand and starting to call its own shots. Because what Joly laid out isn't a tweak. It's a declaration of independence. The same one Prime Minister Mark Carney has been engineering since day one. And this time, it's real. So, we're looking at steel, aluminum, lumber, because our workers need the backing. But we're also dead set on balance. Prices can't spike. That's the procurement minister's file. But Karen, protectionism's everywhere now. US, EU, Asia. When France does buy French, or the EU does buy European, we have to answer. We have to shield our own workers, our own industries. That's the policy. Joly didn't sugarcoat it. This isn't symbolism, it's survival. She zeroed in. U.S. tariffs, Trump's protectionism, Washington's wild swings. For years, Hamilton steelworkers, Halifax shipbuilders, Ontario parts makers, all danced to the tune of U.S. policy whims. Trump's tariffs made it crystal. Dependency was suicide. Joly named the turning point. Canada can't keep adjusting to America. It has to break away. The issue right now in steel? Our plants were built to feed the U.S. auto market. Wrong grade for construction. Now we're greenlighting massive projects, LNG pipelines, infrastructure that need tons of steel. We're helping plants pivot, produce the right stuff. I've got a fund for that. Algoma in Sault Ste. Marie, Dofasco, Stelco in Hamilton. While they retool, project proponents can import what they need. Transition, not shutdown. Endgame. Canadian steel for Canadian jobs, Canadian market. For decades, Ontario and Alberta mills churned out U.S. auto-spec steel. Every load, every contract, American standards. Not anymore. Those same plants are retooling for Canadian pipelines, bridges, homes, rails. We're not fueling someone else's economy. We're fueling ours. Joly put it plain. Help plants adapt. Make the steel we need at home. This is bigger than policy. It's a mindset shift. Canada's saying, we're not America's industrial appendix. And now the second phase, your major projects list, falls under new rules. You call it a goal, but is it a hard requirement? Room for exemptions on private sector builds? Already answered, if we mandate it today, we don't have the steel. It becomes requirement over time. I've started talks, like with ATCO on a big LNG push. We need speed, growth, jobs. Meanwhile, Algoma and Dofasco gear up to supply. Pressed on delivery, Joly didn't flinch. She detailed direct talks with ATCO, Algoma, aligning production to Canadian megaprojects. Infrastructure, clean energy, now sourced here. She said it with pride. Everyone's got the maple leaf tattooed on their heart. More than a line, it's momentum. Carney's team isn't yelling at Trump. They're making him irrelevant. Every homegrown contract, every local supply deal, every Canadian shipment chips away at Washington's leverage. Come spring, Joly confirmed, buy Canadian policy is law. Every major federal project, housing, ships, energy, defaults to Canadian steel, Canadian hands, Canadian design, ripple effect. Manufacturers get guaranteed demand at home. This is Canada Today, where we don't just report the news. We tell you why it changes everything.